In this video, I'm going to show you how to set the right priorities as a manager, as a team leader, as a plant manager, as an entrepreneur. And I want to show you also an instrument on how to sort these priorities. Hi, my name is Christian Wurzelbauer. I'm supporting the textile service industry with management training, Know-how in Textile Service 4.0 and practical hints that you can implement right away. So please, if you have not done it already, subscribe to this channel and like this video. And I am posting the videos right now every week or even twice or three times a week. And I want to make a contribution to the textile service industry and even beyond. Peter Drucker once said, first things first and second things second. Actually, he said, first things first and second things not at all. This is a very provocative statement and it's hard to chew, but it's correct and it's a challenge and we should take the challenge. The tool that I want to introduce today is just a matrix on how to decide which initiative, which measure is which category. And of course, you have here low cost, so it doesn't cost much. And here you have high cost, so it's a big investment in time, in money. And then you have a very high effect of an initiative, and you have a low effect. Yeah, and here of course it's very obvious that a low effect with high cost is actually something that you shouldn't do. And if you categorize this in A, B, C, D, then obviously this is D. So nobody wants to invest much money and time to get nothing out of it. And it actually should be obvious that low cost and a high effect is the best. So this is A. It should be obvious. Sometimes we get confused during the day. So sometimes we think that this is actually A, here down there, which is obviously not A. But if we have some ego issues, because this is A for the ego, if you invest in a new plant, if you invest in a new machinery, or if you do a big project, then you get a really high effect for your ego, and therefore sometimes we confuse it and have the ego effect there. So this is this should not be the case. And the question is now, what is B? Is B a low cost and low effect, or is B high cost and high effect? We can discuss this also in the comments of this YouTube video. Most of the Western managers would say that B is actually, if this is not A, then it should be B. And of course, this is then C. But in lean management, they say actually that here this is B, because if it's a low effect, but it does not cost much, or it doesn't cost anything, just a little bit discipline and to think about it. If you can do it very easily, then you should implement it anyway. So you should do it, just go for it. And lean management says this is A, of course, low cost, high effect, but low effect and low cost is actually B. And C are all the initiatives that are high cost and high effect. Of course, you need these projects, but in many cases you need permission to do it. You need further money. You need to plan it, these investments. And right now, in the current COVID-19 crisis, I would say they're just not the right thing to do right now. So even if you have enough money, I would recommend that you save it, because there will be quite some opportunities in the summer of 21 or beyond, because those companies that have cash at hand will have some opportunities. So personally, I think right now low cost and high efficiency is actually the name of the game. And the question is now, what are these investments? What are these initiatives? And I made a guideline. It's a checklist of the most important things right now. It's about liquidity, it's about customer benefits and customer satisfaction. It's about productivity, people and stuff. And I made a checklist of all the important things that are right now important for, especially for the laundry industry, but also beyond. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a manager, then there's a download link in the video description, and you can download the checklist. It's free of charge. It just costs you your email address. And I will send you valuable emails as a follow-up. And this will help you also to decide what is really the highest leverage right now. So here you should actually focus on your current constraints. Sorry. So what is keeping you from being successful right now and in the next few months or in the next year? And if you focus on the constraints, and if you fix one or two of these constraints, and this is a big lever, it's a big leverage, and it helps you to improve your business not just by 1% or 2%, but probably by 10, 20, and 50 and 100%. So focusing on the right things that are hindering you right now is of highest importance. And most of the time, actually, it doesn't cost much. Right now, especially because investments in capacity are probably not important. Most of the constraints right now are actually not very big investments in most cases. So it's about increasing productivity, it's about increasing customer satisfaction. It's doing upsells with current customers, for instance, because it's hard to sell new customers anyway. It's many things that you can do also with your employees that do not cost anything. So if you value your employees and if you train them on the job and stuff, this will help a lot, or if you inform them even better. These are things that do not cost anything, but they have a high effect. And therefore, I really encourage you to make a checklist, to make an analysis of the current situation and prioritize what's important for you. And if you are a team leader, if you have a plant manager, a supervisor of some part of the plant, then here are actually high cost items, and you have to ask for permission. And okay, you can ask for permission, and most probably right now there will not be the money, and then you have an issue there. But here you can take initiative, yeah. So if it doesn't cost much, if you do not need to ask for money, or if you do not need to ask for permission, then just do it. And of course, focus first of all on the constraints of your area of responsibility. So ask yourself the question, what really is the biggest lever in your area of responsibility? And but just do everything that doesn't cost anything. So and that you're allowed to do. So for instance, keeping your place tidy and getting rid of old stuff that you do not need anymore, for instance, helps you to increase productivity and is good for your soul and for your team. Being generous and welcoming to your teammates. And so there are many initiatives that you can do and where you do not have to ask anybody. So focus on this, and this will help you a big time. So this here will increase quality. This here will decrease cost. And you can make cost savings even without money, most of the time, at least by 10%. And then you make contribution to your area of responsibility. So that's what I wanted to give as an input. Do not bother so much with the things that you cannot do right now. Focus on the things that you can do, whether you're an entrepreneur or just a team leader. I think it's important that you focus on the things that you can do, and within these things, focus on the bottleneck, focus on the constraints, and first of all, subscribe to this YouTube channel. And we see us in the next video. Bye bye.